Hello. All right. Well, hope you guys are having a great or had a great week. I'm recording this on a Saturday, so it might be uploaded on Sunday. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. All right. Today's gonna be different than the two videos I uploaded. It's not gonna talk about my week. I'm actually gonna talk about my motorcycle accident, so you guys can get a little bit of the background of what happened to me and why on the last two videos I say watch out for motorcycles. So let's just get on with it. All right. So last year, April 10th, I was riding my motorcycle. I let you guys know why about it and why. No, I'm gonna talk about why about it and how long I've been having the bike for. But I'm just gonna talk about this accident that just happened. Not just happened. It happened last year, April 10th. So let's go to the beginning of the day. Early in the morning, I get up like around 4 o'clock. I go to work. I was gonna take my bike, but I didn't because I usually don't like riding on my way back to work. Where I live is usually kind of the streets kind of busy, and it's about I live about 10 to 15 minutes from work, so I didn't enjoy my return. So the afternoon ride was kind of crazy, and people here drive nuts. So I took my car. I got out of work, came back to the house. Pretty normal day. It was a Wednesday. Wednesdays and Saturdays I was taking Taekwondo classes with my best friend and my best friend's dad. So that day my car was giving me kind of little bit of problems. It was giving me problems at the beginning and I didn't know where it was, so I didn't really want to drive the car. I usually don't drive I don't drive the motorcycle at night. It was usually driving the motorcycle during the day or on the weekends. But I decided, let me go home, let me change, and especially I didn't like taking the motorcycle to Taekwondo class because I had to change. I had a uniform, and the uniform was kind of heavy, so I didn't want to ride with the heavy, with the whole uniform. Oh, I didn't want to use the car, so I got on the motorcycle. I drove. It was 25 minutes. It's a 25-minute drive. All cool. Weather was perfect. It actually the day didn't. It was usually when people have an accident or something bad happen to them. Usually the day goes kind of weird. I didn't. My day went perfect. It was a perfect day. Weather was fine. So I drove over there. I think it started like around 6 o'clock, 6 or 7, and we got out like around 8 o'clock. It's around that time. I can't remember. So the the ride back, I get done with my class, and I'm riding I'm riding back around 8:30 when I got out. My best friend is actually riding behind me, and I'm gonna try to show you pictures throughout this whole series. I think I'm gonna make a three episodes so you guys can actually get every little bit of it of what happened in my accident. So the day when we got out of the Taekwondo class, we say goodbye. I'm driving my way back. I'm wearing all my gear, gloves. I'm not wearing riding pants. I'm just riding long like sweatpants, like Nike sweatpants. I'm riding shoes. I'm wearing shoes like high top shoes. I'm wearing my gloves. I had my Alpine Star jacket, and I was wearing a helmet. And I was putting music on my helmet. I was blasting music because it's already back, and it was nice. The weather was perfect. So I'm riding on my way back, and I was so comfortable riding. Uh, like the ride was. When I tell you guys, the ride was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. I'm riding. I'm having one hand because I'm jamming to the music. I'm listening to I'm just listening to music, having fun. I wasn't speeding or anything. So I come to and it's intersection, and then I'm gonna pass that intersection, and it's a downtown. You're right. It's a nice downtown. It's a Wednesday, so nothing is blasting that day. So I go straight. I pass a green light, so I'm going through. I keep riding. There's an intersection. Every time that I was riding and I come through an intersection, because I've heard of stories I'm in my head, if this a car that is gonna turn this way and I'm going straight and he's turning this way, I'm always in my brain. I was always like, please don't turn, please don't turn, please don't turn. And that's how I always rode. But this time I am riding. I'm going about 30 miles per hour, which is speed limit. I don't quote me on this, but I think that the speed limit was either 35, 30, something like that, right? I'm not even speeding. I don't, it wasn't my nature to speed. So I'm in the left side of the street, right? It's I think it's a two-way. So two here, medium, two on the other side. I have the green light and I know I have the green light. So when I have the green light, I'm running through, not running, I'm riding 30 miles per hour. This guy, it's right in front of me. So let's see, I'm riding this way, intersection, and I'm riding through it. This guy's right here with a green light in his yield to turn, right? He's turning left. I'm going straight. In my head, I looked at him. I looked at the car and I'm saying in my head, please don't turn, please don't turn. Right when I pass the green light, he turns. And instead of him turning and just keep on going, he stopped. So while I was in my head, I panicked. Obviously, anybody that has crashed before, it's just milliseconds where you can react. So I try to react and I turn my bike. I actually try to turn it so I can just evade him. So let's see if the microphone is him and he's turning, and I go because I'm passing my green light and he turned. I try to scoot to the left, but I think he panicked and he stopped the car. So my whole right side, which is my leg, because the car was small, because he stopped, I hit the car with my right hand. And I always say I hit because he stopped. He actually hit me, right? So I hit the side of my side, my right leg hit, and I flipped. I hit him so hard that I flipped twice on top, and I land butt first. And when I tell you that I land first, I'm gonna show you a picture of where I got hit and where I ended up at. I can still remember right that I'm talking to you guys. I can still remember the sound, what I was thinking, everything. I was conscious. I've never went out. I never blacked out. I remember even the turns, the sound on my bones, the feel of it. It's not even pain. It's hard to explain what I actually felt. It was pretty bad. When I hit the car, in my head I wasn't thinking that I was gonna die or I'm dead. My brain was, man, I'm good. That's all I thought of it. I thought I'm good, I'll be okay. Because I never thought this was gonna happen to me. Right when I landed, I touched my knees because I felt something wasn't right about my legs and my arm was hurting. So to tell you what happened, I shattered my femur and I think I snapped my ulnar, which is I think that's what it's called. It's called what's this the bone this bone. I think you have two bones in your arm or your forearm, and I snapped one of them, and I think it's called the ulnar. I snapped it. I felt it, but I have broken my wrist before. I broke my wrist when I was younger, and it felt almost the same way. My leg, when I touched my leg, it felt like my leg was twisted. Again, I had surgery on both of my knees before. I had ACL and meniscus repair, and actually both of my knees had ACL replacements. And it felt that I had the same feeling on my right leg. And this I had a surgery in this leg probably more than 15 years ago, and it felt the same way. So in my head, I'm touching my knee and I'm like I'm screaming, man, my knee again. I can't believe I broke my knee again. And I don't even thinking it broke. I'm thinking a ligament came off. I'm thinking again that I'm okay because I think the how do you call it, adrenaline kicked right away, and I just no feelings at all. I know I couldn't get up, and I know my arm was either broke, my wrist was broken, or something was dislocated because I tried to pick up my arm and it was just not there. It was just nothing felt there. So again, I got hit. I flipped. I know I did at least two turns, and I landed butt first. When I land, and then like I said, I felt everything. So when I look, there's cars coming behind me. So I'm waving my hand like this so somebody can actually stop because I thought somebody was just gonna run me over. It's not a busy street, but I know I had cars behind me. If I can know the name of this lady that actually stopped her van and actually stopped cars from running me over, listen, thank you so much. I have a blurry image of who she is, and I just want to say, like, thank you so much because she actually helped me. She helped me so much because I wanted to take my helmet off so I can actually call my wife and call my best friend and tell them, hey, I crashed and I couldn't take my helmet off because my hand didn't work. And I'm here yelling at her because I have my helmet and I still got music playing. And I'm telling her, please, please take my helmet off, please. And she said, hey, man, I can't, because I think there's a law that if you see somebody with an accident or actually motorcycle accident, you can't take the helmet off because probably the helmet is holding on to whatever it is. And you can't, because if something would have, I think if something would have happened to me, I think it would have gone to her because she was the one that took it off. So I know she didn't want to take it off. So I said, she's telling me if there's something I can help you with. And I'm like, please, please take my glove off so I can take my helmet off. And please get my phone. I think it's still on the bike. With all this going on, the dude that hit me, so I don't bash this dude and I don't say anything bad about him because I want to scream out so many things, but I can't. He was standing on a pole, right hand side, on my right hand side, in the pole that you hit pedestrians can actually walk so the line can change. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth he says, hey dude, man, how fast were you going? And I wanted to get up and I actually wanted to choke this man out, but I couldn't. I couldn't get up. I couldn't pin myself to get up because I was my femur shattered and my leg was actually completely twisted. In my hand, I couldn't use my hand at all. And he just stand in the corner and he didn't even came in and help out or, hey man, are you okay? Nothing. He sat on that corner. That lady actually got my phone. I took my helmet off. And I called my best friend and I'm like, hey Joe, I crashed. And I know he's like, no way. I was like, yeah, dude, please, I need you to come by because all I'm thinking is my wife, once she hears this, it is gonna be crazy. And I pick up the phone and listen, everything blacked out and I'm just on my phone trying to see her phone number and I'm like, hey babe, I don't want you to panic, but I just crashed on the motorcycle and I got a broken leg and a broken arm. And for her, it sounded like, my leg was chopped off and my hand was on the other side. It's that day, I think obviously I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. Seeing the paramedics, my best friend actually, he stopped by and I think I know he said, he's this is my best buddy, this is my best friend. So he can actually go and see me. And I still have an image of his face. The panic that he had in his face was crazy. I never seen somebody so shocked. And I know he went and like we talked later and I know he said, it's hard to see my best buddy there and I, it's just it shocks you. That's why I remember his face. Paramedics were there. They cut off everything. I don't know if I was completely naked or they took my underwear off or I kept it on. Sorry, I think the camera died. So I don't know if they cut off completely my sweatpants. I know they wanted to cut off my shirt, not my shirt, but my Alpine Stars jacket. And if you guys ride motorcycles, Alpine Stars jackets are expensive. I think they're like $300 to $400. Just depends what kind of you get. And I know it's brand new. I'm telling you, I only been riding for 6 months. I didn't think of myself as a new rider, but I wasn't an expert. I wasn't even like an intermediate writer. I was writing precautious all the time because of that, because I was new to writing, but definitely not my fault. Again, paramedics get there pretty fast because the hospital was about 5 minutes, I guess, from where I crashed. I know I seen the police officers and all this thing was going on, and I'm still with the adrenaline in me, so I don't feel nothing. And I know I was joking with the paramedics, telling them not to cut my jacket, and they were like, "Hey, man, we got to cut your jacket." And I said, "No, man, don't, please don't cut it. This is an expensive jacket." And they were just laughing because I was just being myself. I was just joking and laughing, and they couldn't understand it because they knew I was bad. You know, I was in a bad state, but my brain still was just thinking I'll be okay. I got rushed to the hospital. I told my best friend to take all my belongings, and because I had a chain that I keep chain on, and I had it on the backpack, and it's very, very, very sentimental to me. And I got in the ambulance. I was joking around in the ambulance. I was telling the paramedics. I was like, "Hey, man, can you please get my phone, because I don't want my wife to see my messages from the other girlfriend that I have." And they were trying to be serious, but I was just joking around. I got rushed to the hospital, and I don't want to make this too long of a video. On the next episode, or the next, I don't know what to call it. I guess I'll call it episode. On the next episode, I'll tell you guys how was it when I got into the hospital, and when my wife actually saw me, and everything that happened before I got submitted into surgery and all that. Please watch out for motorcycles, like I always say. Don't be crazy. I know some people can drive crazy, but watch out for motorcycles. I'll talk about it. I will post pictures throughout this whole, I'm gonna call it a 3 episode series of the motorcycle, or how I survived it, how I survived everything. I'll tell you everything, complete everything that happened between when I got to the hospital, how the wife saw me before I got submitted to surgery, the days that I spent in the hospital, um, insurance problems that I had, everything. I'll tell you details, but I'm gonna try to just plug it everything in 3 episodes, and I'll make it like a 45-minute video. All right. I hope you guys take care. Please be safe out there. Watch out for motorcycles again, and have a great week. Peace out.